Issue 27. Sonic's friends showing up is a complete waste of time as the Miracle Planet disappears for the month right in front of them, and Sonic can't come back that way either. Wait, if that's true, how does he come back home? Even though I thought Amy had been kidnapped by Metal Sonic, she's right here without him holding her, and when she says he came to save her, Sonic replies calling her baby, that anyone can make a mistake. If he doesn't want her as a girlfriend, why call her baby? A word that'll lead her on. And I think this is the only time that Sonic in Fleetway is shown to be like Casanova with a word like this, which is disappointing, because this is how I picture Sonic to be if he's supposed to be cool. Amy questions how Eggman had mechanized the planet so quickly since it looked fine last month. He probably used time travel with time stones, which would make me wonder why he didn't use that to mechanize Mobius too. Can they only affect Miracle Planet? It's lampshaded that Metal Sonic just dropped Amy here and flew off, and Amy wonders if he was leaving to get repairs. She likes the idea of spending a whole month with Sonic, and Sonic snarks that he'd rather fight Metal Sonic, and Metal Sonic says, as you wish, attacking him with a laser, which is pretty amusing for him to retort like that. Metal Sonic says he'll never stop trying to destroy him, and Sonic snarks, not even if I say pretty please, and he runs away instead of trying to fight him. Amy even lampshades this. Fortunately for Amy, it turns out Sonic had tricked Metal Sonic into letting his guard down and trying to kill her for outliving her usefulness, as he just ran around the entire planet and came back as a result of it being round. Metal Sonic says that the technology that made this metal world as well, and the planet is a part of him, supplying him with limitless power. Well, that's new. Metal Sonic goes after him, flying with electricity powers, and then a Sonic spin dashes Metal Sonic to death and explains that he's Sonic from the future. He tells Sonic to jump into the time beam quickly since there's no time to explain. And Sonic notices that the future Sonic's even shorter than him, causing him to remark the famous line, "Wait a minute, you're saying that in the future I turn into a midget?" That made me smile. That was pretty amusing. It's not explained right away that he looks short from being shrunken by a beam from Metallic Madness, which surprised me because you'd think that he would want to explain that right away. Sonic, after briefly suspecting that this might be a trick, which would make sense since Eggman proved he could build fake Sonics, is given a time stone and faces a giant metal Sonic, but the story ends just like that. In the next story, Kintapor tells the audience that Sonic had just had his first great victory over Eggman, but no one knew what to do with the Chaos Emeralds. And Porker explains that they had started giving off radiation about half an hour ago and the level's been rising ever since. I hope this isn't nuclear radiation, or else all of them would be very sick by now. Then the emeralds vanished and probably went into Sonic since he was forced to change into his evil super form. And then he promptly killed all of them in a violent no, of course not, because that would have made sense and been too dark. Instead, he screams that he has to get out of this place, and flies out of the base's ceiling for no reason, when he had no way of knowing that he might threaten his friends if he stayed there yet. Kintapor reminds us that the unstable emerald energy surge warped them back to the special zone for no reason. And then Sonic woke up in Swampland Zone and saved Tails from drowning in a swamp by pulling him out of it. What's forced about this is that if his tails are able to stick out of the swamp, that means he can't be in it too deep. So I don't see why he couldn't just get out of the water himself. The idea that he couldn't survive this by himself is laughable and would give him a whole new level of incompetence because he should just be able to stand up. It's not like he's tied up with vines wrapped around him under there, or held under there by a badnik. Tails shows Sonic that he can fly for the first time, and Sonic calls him little buddy and pal, being nice enough not to make fun of him or think he's too weird for having two tails. And judging how casually Tails is talking to a stranger instead of being intimidated, it clearly doesn't get bullied or judged for them, which is very hard to swallow. He tells Sonic that everyone calls him Tails, and Sonic replies, "It figures." Then Kintapor tells us that Sonic fought Eggman and the Death Egg, taking 3 too many panels to do that kind of recap, and the story ends with the storytelling ending with Sonic hiding the Chaos Emeralds in the North Cave, just like in the present day. This issue is by Nigel Kitching, and I don't see a reason to be too impressed. The plot is so basic, so it doesn't leave much of an impression on me since it's so short. In the first story, Sonic just goes to the Miracle Planet, sees Amy right away, and begins a fight with Metal Sonic, which he can't win because the planet's supplying him with power magically, so his future self goes to help him with a time stone. And in the second story, we get a recap going from the first time Sonic beat Eggman and the Emeralds were unstable to present day, where all that's accomplished is that we see how Sonic and Tails met. Him saving Tails from drowning is interesting, but the fact that his sails were blatantly sticking out of the water proves that he wasn't in it that deep and shouldn't have needed his help to get out of there at all. How did he even get in that situation? He pretty much had to be doing it on purpose, and if that was the case, he still would have swam deeper. So the idea that he needed Sonic to save him is stupid, and yet it's true. Now also, Sonic goes super to get to this point, but the idea that he didn't try to kill all of his friends since he became obsessed with his violent urges in that super form, and instead just leaves the base for no reason, is just ridiculous when this is the first time he's ever gone super. It's not like he knew in the back of his mind that he could threaten his pals and had to get away from them because he has no experience of being super before and never remembers it. This didn't need to happen. It just wasted a few panels when he could have just immediately been shown meeting Tails. In general, that story was just recap padding wasting our time.